Good afternoon, everybody. This video is how to set up your notebook. So here I have a notebook. It doesn't need to be this brand, but it does need to be full size as described in class. And note here it says 11 inches by 8.5. So it needs to be 11 by 8. That's very important. Okay. And it also needs to be at least 100 sheets. That's my best recommendation. If they get bigger than that, they honestly get just too much. So, 100 sheets, the right size, and we're going to get started. So when I open most of these type of notebooks, very many of them have a pocket in front. It's super helpful. If there's something you couldn't glue in quite yet, that pocket's really helpful. Okay, turn it, and I get to my first page. Now, if you read about it in this particular brand, these symbols on the side are actually useful, and you can read about how to use them. But for now, we're just treating it as a generic paper notebook. So the very first page of your notebook is going to be a table of contents page, and it was provided to you in the packet that I gave out in class. There are 4 of these. So I'm going to take, and please note, I'm using actual glue, not glue stick. Glue stick doesn't last as long. Glue will stay for the whole semester. Okay, so I'm going to glue literally a little dot. You're only gluing paper to paper. Okay, so I have a couple little dots to keep my corners down. I put it in my notebook. Okay. And I glue it in. Okay, then I glue in the next page. My keyboard. Okay. And I glue in the next page. And you are doing this along with me. If I get ahead of you, feel free to just pause the video and catch up. That's the great thing about video. Okay? Now notice, I use both sides. The spine goes down the middle. And for every lesson, for everything, we're going to use both the left and the right side. So right now I've done page 1, 2, and 3 of my notebook. Okay, now I'm going to go to page 4. It is the last table of contents page. Okay, not a lot of glue. Last table of contents page. My next page, and this is going to be page 5, is Math Notebook Expectations. I'm going to expect you to read through this. We will talk about it in class. Okay. Math Notebook Expectations. And this is page 5 in my notebook. Okay. After Math Notebook Expectations, then we go to some information about Cornell Notes and how to show work. Okay. So Cornell Notes, this shows the areas that we use, and we're going to use a Cornell Note style in our notebooks. That's why you're getting this. The handouts that I give you that get put into notebooks, the main part of notebooks is just recording. You're writing down the stuff as we do it. Then on the left, you're going to be doing left column questions, which are reducing and processing the information. Then you're going to have reflection and review time to summarize those notes and examples. Okay, these 3 steps help with your cycle of forgetting, or hopefully we turn it into a cycle of remembering. Now, this page shows what a work page would look like. If I was doing practice, if I was showing work for a test or quiz, it would look like this. It would have a title. It would have my first and last name, date, class period. I would show my work very distinctly, okay? And that's all summarized down here. So we did now page 6, and this is page 7. Okay, so in my notebook, you can see that I'm numbering the pages. The next pages have to do with questions, okay? And there's 2 of them. I don't really care what order they go in. Okay, these are pages 8 and 9. Levels of questioning in math and Costa's levels of questioning. When we look at information and want to create a self-questioning discussion about the information, these are the levels that we'll be using to write good thinking questions and asking them in our discussions in class. So these tools, these 2 pieces of paper that are going in your notebook are really important. They're going to help you with writing intelligent, processing kinds of questions for our discussions. Okay, so again, page 7, 8, this is page 9. Okay, and that is your notebook setup. That's all you need to do. Have those things glued in, and then when we come to class, now we have a nice 2-page open space that we'll be able to do our first lessons and examples on. Now, I wanted to show you this. This is a notebook from a previous year. Okay, in this notebook, you will see that my table of contents is done. I used my table of contents. You are going to use and be required to use your table of contents. So we will be working on this in class. As I come check your notebooks, when they're due, I will be checking table of contents and we'll be getting that completed and started in a good way for you. All right, so that is the task I need you to do. Have a great evening.